Greetings, this is Berto, and we're back for another episode of 80 Days. This is probably going to be the last episode of our journey, because we're in Panama City. We only have 7 days to get across the ocean, and we have literally no money. So, I think I've sold everything, except this. No more shaving for him. Which is fine, because he's a dick, and I'm tired of him. Arrives Sunday. There's no $8,000. I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's just get lost in the jungle. Steam shovel. Oh, it would be too much for my master. It would be too much for him. The dandy fucking douchebag. It would be too much for him to go on the steam shovel. So what the hell are we supposed to do then, genius? We're stuck in Panama City. We can't even stay in a hotel. Yeah, we'll just pass the night sleeping in the street. We took a room and settled in. I attended, you know what? Screw Mr. Fogg. Screw him. I got ditched, sent to Japan. Some reason all our money's gone. Doesn't he hold on to the money? He's literally done nothing. I've sold everything. I've arranged everything. He's a dick, and I'm tired of him. I hope he dies in the jungle. I'm gonna help the kitchen staff clean. I made 40 pounds, and it's mine. Screw you, Fogg. Oh, you feel somewhat below par? Bite me. Minus 41? Nope, it's too demanding for the freaking... Wait, I think I saw we could go back. We don't have enough money for that. Okay. I have nothing I can do. I can stay in a hotel. Our deadline was fast approaching. With the last few hours of the evening, I went out to explore a bit. But found nothing in particular interest. Great. I'm gonna beg for money. And I'm gonna keep it all. Fogg can kiss my ass. You may see what we can get from charity, my master declared boldly, for I knew how little he had enjoyed this experience previously. I attempted to sing, in the hope of earning a few legitimate coins, but perhaps the choice of tune, perhaps my voice did not go well. We retired... Oh, we did get 62 pounds. Okay, that's not bad. I'm just gonna keep begging. I'm gonna keep trying to make money. Once again, we took the streets cap in hand. Let's try to look more humble. I advised Mr. Fogg not even look at me in response. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Fogg. I am so sorry. We can't even take money out of the bank. Someone will aid us, replied. It is a matter of English philanthropy to do so. After a few hours, we were surprised by the appearance of an English gentleman and his valet. The gentleman appeared to be disregard us utterly, but the manservant, with a fabulous twirl of his mustache, regarded us with thoughtful eyes. You cannot walk by. The gentleman nodded. Throw them 400 pounds. Yes. Let's get the hell out of here. I have no idea where we're gonna go. Okay, let's stay one night. We'll pass the night here. Day 76. As night fell, I ran a few errands. 53 pounds. Awesome. Let's go. Let's see. I thought I could go. Oh, I can. Okay. Let's go. Huzzah! Going in a... I have no idea what that is. One could hire a caleche to travel the length of Central America along with some good quality road had been established. There was only one curiosity. There was no driver. The carriage ran itself on a system of wheels, cogs, and leather straps. Do you suppose it's safe? I asked Mr. Fogg. He glanced around the city we were leaving. No more or less safe than anything else, he replied, and it will, I am sure, be fast. No, I'm not conversing with him at all. I'm not doing anything. No, it will not. On the map, the road to Acapulco seemed to trace a hairline route along the curve of Central America, and I half expected the Kalesh to teeter left or right between the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. In reality, of course, the geography is much more expansive. But it was soundly made and hardly rocked at all, a relief since we were mostly on a mountainside roads with long unchartable drops mere inches from every turn. The steering was automatic, another plus, since I did not want to take responsibility for driving at such speed. A gauge installed by the crafty builders of a mechanical horse showed the distance to our destination, as computed by the remaining which I realized meant that we should be hit by an unexpected delay. We might well run out of oomph before reaching our destination. We ran along in this contraption, my master and I, for once, absolutely alone. Oh, this is a long trip. We're going to Acapulco. On our second day, the carriage screeched to a sudden halt. Someone had laid a log across the road. I looked above before getting out. I've been kidnapped before, and it screwed everything up. But saw nothing of his interest beside the scrub and the rocks. Mr. Fogg looked at me expectantly. He was right, of course. There was no option. I was sure it was a trap, but I descended to the same, and sure enough, there came a shout as soon as I hit the path. "Don't move, we're taking your vehicle." Motherfucker. "Show yourself," I called back. "No, I'm done. I have been through freaking hell going around the world. I don't care. Just want the vehicle," called in a thick Mexican accent. "Don't want to hurt you, but I will. Come down, and I'll help you move this log out of the road." "Now, where are you going?" I demanded. "Perhaps he can give you a ride." The figure took a few tentative steps down the hillside, and that was when I noticed Mr. Fogg creeping through scrub around the back of the caleche. There was surely a peaceful solution. "Please, do not do anything hasty. I'm sure we can all travel together." You going to Acapulco?" "I am, and then onwards to America." "We can all travel together," I explained. "All? There's more of you?" At that moment, Mr. Fogg stood up directly behind the figure. I gestured for him to stay down, but it was too late. "Now then, perhaps we can all get on with our journey?" The figure whirled about to face Mr. Fogg and I knocked them both down. A bullet fired but went harmlessly into the air. Mr. Fogg kept the bandit cover while I moved the log from the road. I helped the attacker up. Now then, we keep the gun, and we travel together. You'll find us decent company. She removed her kerchief and spat. "Very well." Together we moved the log from the road and all boarded the caleche and rode in the stony silence to Acapulco. There. Because I'm not doing anything for him anymore. I hope he dies. We completed our ride to Acapulco. The lady's name was Catalina Bariza, and she was going nowhere. Instead, she was running away. From a husband? From what? Working conditions in the factory where I'm employed. I hear there is a better life to be had in Acapulco, but I no longer care not to find it. I no longer care not to try it out. How do you wind up midway to there? That was not midway. I am from San Miguel. Of course. We rode the rest of the way in silence, grateful to disembark. Very well, let's explore. The French had a tenacious hold on the Mexican port of Acapulco. The bay was crowded with ships firing upon each other, and the airships... Oh my god, I just realized this is where we didn't go because of the airship. And then I just like, let's go back. I would creep to the French docks and warehouses where our white skin and my command of the mother tongue kept us from suspicion. "You are not soldiers," a soot-stained sous-lieutenant remarked, clutching his rifle close. "This is a dangerous place for a civilian." Dangerous place for soldiers. What is the French army doing here? Something about the Mexican government debts. I hate this goddamn city. Why don't you leave? Leave this place, leave the army? Then what would I do? Be a farmer. Surely anything is better. Keep your head down. As the rope of fire lit up the nearby building. He led us to a warehouse which had been converted to a makeshift garrison, and my master and I huddled until evening, and the bombardment of Acapulco paused for the night. Yep, let's get money. You wish to make a withdrawal? You have to wait a few days. We cannot even afford a single day. We walked out. Whatever, 94 bucks. And nope, I hope you die. I hope you die. We stayed the night in the villa run by a local woman whose instinct for business had survived in the conflict. Another guest arrived, one fresh into town. I began to know what she had made of the journey, and she shrugged. There are automatic carriages that depart from the outskirts and an airship to San Francisco. Surely everyone knows of this. I thanked her. Finally a way to leave this hellish battleground. Several, in fact. Yay! Let's sleep. Day 80. Once again, we could not afford the hotel. We had no choice but to lie under a bridge like the poorest peasants. I can hardly believe what we have been reduced to. I thought I was going to die. As I lay there, I said, we failed. Indeed, we have. Changes nothing, however. We must still return home and as fast as possible. Alright. Let's just, Alright. Alright, let's take some money out. You want to withdraw funds? Yes, we do. I'll take $1,500. Alright. Sleep. In the street. Because we're poor. Oh, he hates me. Hotel funds were beyond our budget. We had another 3 days to wait for our transfer of funds, so we made ourselves as comfortable as we could. A true torment. Past our deadline, but unable to move on. We spent the last night of the steps of the bank itself, ready to be there when it opened. Okay. Let's pick up our money. There, bank. Let's get our funds. Let's go. Collected our funds, and they wished us well. You're at your wit's end? Oh, screw you. We're going to Houston. What do you want me to do? We're at 0. Like, I have no idea. Okay, we'll stay in a hotel. Will that make you happy? We stayed another night in the villa. It was comfortable enough, though the sounds of explosions made me lie awake at night. No, you just gotta wait here until he feels better. We stayed another night in the villa. We stayed another night in the villa. We're way over our deadline now. And we're losing money. Stayed another night in the villa. You feel weak? You feel weak? Screw you! Let's go to San Francisco. Captain of the Bonaventure swung down from the long rope ladder onto the muddy ground, nimble despite the long train skirt that ruffled out from under her fitted jacket. She extended a hand. I bowed and kissed it. In a traditional courtly gesture, she gave me a small, approving smile. I am Captain Isabella Asari, and she said in Spanish, "You're a Spaniard?" Ha! When I was a girl, the Mexican flag flew over California. Only for 20 years has it been American. Why do you not return to Mexico? She clutched her rosary beads so hard I feared she would snap the thread. I am no Mexican, I am Matsun, and my people have lived in what you call California for thousands of years. We lifted from the ground with a jolt and left behind Acapulco. Alright, let's tend to Fogg. The captain put a coal-stained deerskin apron over her finery and buckled her flowing train out from on the way as the boiler assembled a fire. I kept out of her way and went below with the other passengers and was immediately knocked over by a dark-haired woman holding a notebook in front of her face. She blinked at me. I dusted myself off with a shrug. Berardo, at your service, madame. Didn't see you there. Mrs. Hunt, what is your opinion on the plight of the indigenous people of America? I must have simply blinked. She stared at her eyes even wider. I'm writing a book on the subject. Did you know the last year's Indian Appropriation Act made all Native American ward of the state? I did not. Well then, you must read my book once I've written it, as that is. She snatched the book back. I'll be sending a copy to the president when it's finished. I look forward to reading it. She snorted. I'd be satisfied if he's the one who does. Oh, let's tend to poor Mr. Fogg. Madame Hunt and Captain who are you interviewing in San Pedro? No one. We go on from here to San Francisco, I think. And there, Captain will introduce me to the other Mutsun. She is a great uncle that fought the Spaniards, as you know. He is still a terrible heathen, but one day I will bring him to Christ. The lookout gave a shout and a whistle, and we gushed forward, the harbor of San Pedro gleaming before us. I wished her luck. Why did we disembark? I thought we were going to San Francisco. Alright. Okay, so here's my issue. These cities didn't exist. Like, Regina was a pile of bones at this time, so it didn't exist. And I know for a fact that Las Vegas did not exist until like the 1930s. So I'm a little skeptical about that. We can afford to go there. Can't we? Alright. Rocket? Ooh. That's another player. They're on day 90. That's cool. We were waiting near the wharf looking over the rolling Pacific in the new town of San Pedro. I stayed with my master. Tending to his needs, the town barely had more than a few thousand residents. If I were to go out, I would not doubt to be forced to meet all of them. Good. Alright, where are we going? We're going to take the train to New Orleans. We have to wait. So, a hotel for the night. It was a heavy heart that I watched the sun go down. 80 days had come and gone. We were still marking time and not yet home. Before the night ended, I helped Mr. Fogg. Nope, sorry, too long. You'll have to live. We're going to New Orleans. Let's go. We're riding the train. Driving that train high on cocaine. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. We boarded the Texas and Pacific Railway, a decent stretch of railroad by all accounts, which joined west coast to south. It lacked the speed of an airship, but at least it was reasonably comfortable. The first stretch of the railroad ran through the empty deserts of northern Mexico. My master was comfortable as we traveled. I gotta make him happy or we won't travel because he'll be a whiny little bitch and not want to go anywhere. The train pulled jauntily into Albuquerque Station. I paid little attention. The train gathered speed once more and we're off once more. Albuquerque is where Breaking Bad is set. The railway turned from east to south at Dallas, where we did not wait long. Moved onwards, though, through endless prairie towards the sun. Famed idiot Phileas Fogg fumbles wager. It's like the best headline ever. The stretch of track was unremarkable. I passed the time waiting on my master's needs. You know what? Stayed my course. We entered the evening, and the coastline became visible, and we entered the heady surroundings of New Orleans. Alright, let's just sell. There, we got some extra money. We'll explore. I figure we'll just go right to New York. I browsed around, my ears open, investigating the various ways in which we might continue. Alright, we're gonna head to New York City. Stay in a hotel one night. I met Death in a smoke-wreathed red-lit bar in New Orleans as a jazz band struck up another tune. He offered to buy me a bourbon. Perhaps in 20 or 30 years, I replied, archly, as some of the other patrons snickered. Death pulled off his mask to reveal handsome cafe-alert features and dark green eyes, and then extended a skeletal hand to me. A fine costume. I remarked, Merci, mon cher. I am Death at your neighborhood Mardi Gras, and I'm practicing my role. He took my proffered hand and brought the back of it to his lips for a gallant kiss. He flicked me a rather unmistakable look under his dark lashes. I returned his look with one of my own, and he let my fingers slip slowly through his. You must call me Octave, mon cher. I am Berdo. I dipped my head slightly, an appellation as well as a burden. Then I'll choose another for you, he decided with a slanted grin. A special name for you and me tonight, Lorraine. For you look a bit like Lorraine. They sound an intriguing pair. What's going on? How can you do it? Are you not vengeful? I demanded. He sighed. Young Claude is a whore and a little better, but little Henry is a sweet little child. He carted a hand through his thick black hair. They are half siblings through their papa. Then he is your papa as well, I said with dawning horror. I would not say that. He may have sired me, but he was my owner, not the father. You sound so surprised, my sweet Lauren. Where do you think we mixed folks sprung from? I'll wager 3/4 of this bar knows their white relatives downriver, even if their cousins by blood don't acknowledge them. Horror I cannot even imagine. Then your life has been an easy one. I'll turn my face away. It's getting dark. Alright. Yes, I know, it's exhausting, you dandy. Alright. We're going all the way to New York City. The Piedmont airline from New York was not, in fact, an airline at all, but according to its advertisement, the fastest railway in America. What could be better? I just wanted to get home. Oh, good. Fogg likes me now. In Atlanta, we settled ourselves in a carriage with one other occupant, an extremely large man who introduced himself as Charlie Sullivan, a lad from Birmingham. He spoke dimly and was quite the Hulk, with huge tracts of muscle, especially around the neck and upper arms. His mustache, nonetheless, were perfect. I asked him where he was going. He replied, New York. I was boxing, going home. I could see he was most likely an excellent boxer, assuming he knew how to operate those colossal arms of his. However, Mr. Fogg's interest had been increasingly sharply throughout the conversation. You are trained, he demanded cleanly, or self-taught? I've got a manager. He tells me what to hit. Excellent, excellent. I want to hear all about it. I sat back and enjoyed the conversation. The details of boxing are far more intricate than one might expect. And here in the business of cut and thrust, delivered in Sullivan's so very English tones, was quite informative. Little did I know how the details I heard would come to be of use to me. That Mr. Sullivan will, I think, go very far, Mr. Fogg opinioned, as I bought him kippers for the dining car. Is that so? Oh yes, his description of the transferal of weight from foot to foot was very well informed indeed. So you are a boxer, mister? I saw the shudders of his conversation becoming down. I went to school, yes. You mean you boxed as a child? The suggestion he had ever been a child was, I quickly saw, well beyond pale, even for one as intimate as I. You should fight him. I should fight him? Is this something the matter? Forgive me, it sounds like you said I should fight Mr. Sullivan. Indeed, you shouldn't be alarmed, I can teach you to box. Perhaps you should fight him. He looked at me most uncomfortable. I think not, Berdo. It is a young man's game. I rolled up my sleeves. I'm sure you can, and I am a quick learner. At least, I thought, confident nature. Excellent. Stop opponent, which you swing, bring me in unless I defend myself, but he would not be able to slug me and never swing. I would have to pick my moments to attack. I jabbed. Quick, decisive, but I had timed poorly. Someone punched me hard, the blow slipping past my guard. A small crowd had gathered. Strength and stamina are different, called. Your strength will come back if you swing lightly, but your stamina, once gone, will leave you out cold. I brought my defenses up, matching the Mr. Fogg's demonstration. Next swing may be harder. Next, I Threw a heavy punch, putting all my weight behind the blow while Sullivan lifted his defenses. I knocked him back a little, stumbling and staggering. Why do I have to fight him? Like, I'll have regained some master from that block, so be warned. I threw my defenses up, once more protecting my face. Sullivan punched hard. I caught the punch neatly. I was feeling battered and bruised. I heard rather than saw the money changing hands. Spectators were betting on me. I saw Sullivan's shoulders move back. He's making the block, so don't swing too hard. I jabbed. A quick, decisive move. Just as Sullivan snapped up arms to block, I pushed him a little. I was fading fast, could not take much more. I saw his arms tense. I brought my defenses up, once more protecting my face, while Sullivan brought up his block. We circled each other nervously. I kept stumbling and staggering. I threw a heavy punch, putting all my weight behind it. I knocked his strength a bit. I was feeling battered and bruised. The crowd murmured and whispered. Then I threw a light punch, quick and decisive, but some of them punched hard. He was tiring, certainly, but I was all but on my knees. He won't be able to swing like that again, my master shouted. I duck and dodge, once more protect my face, just to block. We circled each other nervously. I could not take much more. Threw another heavy punch. I overpowered him, knocking him back across the carriage. An excellent hit, a little blood leaked from his lip. We were both staggering and stumbling about the ring, but he had the upper hand by a hair's breadth. Sullivan made a few ghost punches between us. I threw a light punch, but my opponent swung low, the blow slipping past my guard. It was too much. I slumped to the ground. Oh, you... Oh my god. You bet... Screw you, I'm not doing anything for you. I can't believe he bet all of our money. Now we have nothing. I'm not even gonna eat. Screw you. I hope you get shot. I can't believe that. I went to sleep in the street because he bet all of his money. Oh, I was pickpocketed. I seized the thief's hand. Entangled with the wrong Frenchman. The little thief looked up. It was a big girl. Reached my gap. She paused, an expression of admiration on her grumly face. What was the last word? I taught it to her. Give me an approving smile. Use it wisely, I advised. Of course. What do you take me for? Look down my bloody arm. Yeah, alright. Don't steal again. Because she won't, because I told her not to. I can't believe you bet all of her money. Like, fucking dumbass. The streets again? Yeah, you bet all of our money. You told me to fight this champion boxer who was like 4 times my size, and then you bet all of the money and I lost, and now you're mad because we have to sleep in the streets? You know what? Hey, come join us, stranger. Yep, we're sleeping in the street again because you gave away all of our money. You know what? Come join us, homeless people. Alright, let's go to the bank. To the bank. You're at the bank. There's a place of stone and shimmering marble floors with beautiful windows, fountains, and plants. I forgot to check how much money I needed. $3,000. I hope that's enough. Nope. Can I go back to the bank? Yeah, we'll pass the night here. We had 2 days to wait for our money to arrive from London. Just wait for the time to go by. We stepped the nights at the steps of the bank itself. Oh, I went a day too far. Oops. I bid them to join us. I probably shouldn't be doing this. We had collected our money. Alright. When's this leave? Tomorrow. Okay, we're gonna do that. We have the money. Let's go to the market. Let's buy this, I guess. Stay in a hotel one night. Comfortable for the night, and I found a local doctor. He knocked the master's knee with a small hammer. Fatigue. 3 days to recover full strength. Nope, too long. Alright. Let's go. I'm taking a rocket ship. Alright. The ice wind was a pendulously large Savakar automatic that wanted to fly 4 or 5 miles high and had to be hauled down to the docks by a team of 30 or 40 steam winches. It seemed large for a trip traveling to Iceland, but I was informed that dockhand that most of the space was for cargo, not people. Indeed, space was at such a premium, passengers were allowed no luggage. It seemed overly fastidious. Mr. Fogg, of course, entirely untroubled. We have no further need of luggage, he declared. Therefore, we signed our visa forms and discarded our luggage. It was soon time to depart. And I'll attend to Mr. Fogg. Conditions about the ice were comfortable enough for the 30 or so passengers making the trip. I sad about befriending the crew, particularly intrigued to know what the bulky cargo being shipped was, but I gained no answers that first day. Evening crept as we continued to head north. Good, he feels most comfortable. Good for him. We passed the latitude of London, Mr. Fogg declared, and I wondered if I should detect the sadness in the tone. Oh, we should bribe the crew. A worthwhile thing to attempt. I found the woman to whom I spoke merely shook her head and laughed. The full cargo and the cargo has to be delivered. It's worth our salaries twice over. Maybe we can pay something towards that, I began. She shook her head. We've got pluck, but I don't think you realize how valuable that we were carrying. I returned, and I had failed. Okay, we're gonna land at Reykjavik. The third day was short, and we arrived into the skies above Reykjavik as the sun was gathering across the water. From the rail, I could see more smaller ships. At least one of them could be bound for London and for home. As I landed, I stretched my arms wide, enjoying the feel of being truly unencumbered and luggage-free. And apparently I've grown. Alright, let's explore Reykjavik. Yep, next trip is the trip home. And this awful journey is done. Nope, I don't want to explore. I just want to leave. I gotta see how much this is going to cost. $1,000 We can departs tomorrow. Let's stay in a hotel tonight. We'll pass the night here. With what remained of the day, I afforded him every service. Let's get the hell out of here. Yep. Go! I don't even know what the hell this is. The Silver Sea was a smaller ship than the Icewind had been, and a get to boot. We loaded up and strapped ourselves in for the launch. The ocean tore along beneath us. I enjoyed talking to no one. There was nothing I needed to know, no one to charm, flatter, or beguile into giving us aid. There was only the wind and the time, and we could not control either. It took us 107 days. Mr. Fogg looked at the observation deck windows with a perfect calm. Through the wager was lost, and he was no doubt ruined. Good. I watched him closely for fear he might do something drastic. I hope he jumps out the window. We We tethered at the airship dock in Hyde Park and felt for the first time in 108 days the feel of English soil under our shoes. At long last, we were back in London. We did it! Return! I hailed on the steam carriages idling on the banks of the Serpentine in Hyde Park to the Reform Club. Master Cassette to Seville Road. I most assuredly lost my wager. We had lost the wager and by a wide, unmistakable margin, yet I found myself thinking on the wonders and marvels we had seen on our journey. I would not bring myself to regret any of it. Yes, Mr. Fogg. I counted up. The vast sums expended. We performed our duties with competence and skill. Berto, he said as they remarked upon the weather, but more importantly, you have circumnavigated the globe as my companion. Despite the unfortunate protraction of our journey, it was no small feat. You're ruined. I wrung my hands and paced up and down. What shall become of us? Of course, it's fully we must attempt the journey around the world once more. Together, I cried. Indeed. But this time, we will succeed. Yes. Yay, we finished. Oh. Fogg blames drug-added valet in Hong Kong begging to survive a capture by Kaylee cultists for 108-day journey. Such a dick. So that's 80 days. That's actually that's the first series we've completed. 28. We traveled 9,944 miles by sea, 8,768 miles by land, 19,000 miles by air. We spent 33,000 pounds. I'm flamboyant. I'm strong. Relations are comfortable. It was the 26 cities. Oh, it was a good game. I'm probably going to play this game again. I'm not going to do another Let's Play of it, though. But it was a really cool game. It was like a choose-your-own-adventure. $28,000 in debt. Nice. I think everything kind of went foul. It was all going good until we got to India. And then once we got to India, I decided to take that railway that didn't go anywhere. And then we took the mechanical elephant, then we got kidnapped, and everything just fell apart at that point. And then, of course, when we got separated, it was bad. Yeah. And Fogg's a dick, and I'm not going to travel around the world with him again. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please click like. If you really enjoyed it, please click subscribe. Once again, this has been Berto, and this has been 80 Days.